All right, welcome back to another VOD review as we continue to move through the ranks. Someone just submitted a Cloak and Dagger review, and as you guys know, I am a Cloak and Dagger main, and we're going to spectate them and see how they're playing. They mentioned that this is a match in my everyday experience of losing very close games. I would like to need help on what I can do for my team on the winning side. Cloak and Dagger is one of the best supporters, and in my humble opinion, is the best strategist in the game when it comes to healing a group of your team. A very good utility. Honestly, one of my favorite characters to play currently this season, season 1, and we're gonna go see and spectate what they could have done to help their team play a little bit better and hopefully move up in the ranks. They're currently in Diamond 3, and they say this is a pretty long match, so strap in, for this is going to be a very interesting game. Cloak and Dagger is the best support. I believe they are one of the best strategists. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I went 47 and 10 early, and it was interesting. If you give me advice on the game, absolutely join our Discord. All right. All about strategists. Strategists are all about positioning. And if you position correctly, you're going to win. All right. Right now, I can tell you you're not in the right position. You should be nowhere near that front line. That Venom almost got deleted. That's on them, not on you. Okay. Good bubble. Try to catch up on heals. This is going to be a tough match for them, I can tell you that right now. They have a Magneto, and you have nothing to protect your front line, and they have a magic. Good job paying attention to your storm. Okay. You have bubble in about 2 seconds. What are you going to do with it? Good job. Yep. Your Venom should be able to come back to you. Yep. Good job. Yep. Good job on your Venom. Good positioning here. You have your ult. The biggest thing you can do right now is communicate with your team that you have ult. You heard the Loki ult, which was a good counter to that. That's not a bad counter. However, I would try to communicate that with your team because your team didn't utilize it. That was great. That was a very good counter. I like your bubble placement there. Bubble placement kept your team alive. They have a rocket up there. Your storm should be able to take care of them. And a Moon Knight. Oh wait, that's a strange. Never mind. Oof. Good play. I like the bubble placement. I really like the bubble placement. Putting it on card helps your Venom out. That way he doesn't have to use his E. Yeah, you guys are gonna suffer here. Venom being a solo tank right now with no frontline and a lot of frontline pressure is going to hurt your team here. Not saying that it's not possible, because I know some pretty good Venoms, but it makes it really hard for no reason. Going Magneto with Strange here would help your team quite a lot. They have no frontline pressure. Look right now. This Magneto is having a free day right here. They have 2 shield tanks right here. You see this? 2 free shield tanks. Look at all this space that these 2 tanks are making. Yes, Venom is disrupting the backline, but again, he's by himself. He has nobody to help him. Your whole team back here is being pushed on by 2 tanks, giving them all this free real estate. Okay, this Venom has no support. He's gonna have to use every single one of his cooldowns to even do anything. He's doing a really good job of stalling point, but if he would have had at least 1 shield tank, right, have somebody up there with him to push back on these 2 tanks from making that space, you can contest this point a little bit longer, right? So yeah, Bucky's here, but he's not a tank. He's only 250 HP. Right, and then you have 2 people coming back from spawn. That's gonna take a while. This is all free real estate for them to just continue to push this move forward. They have 1, 2, 3 Loki clones out, plus a Wanda, plus Luna, who's really good at anti-dive, and a Cloak and Dagger, right? Like, these are very good survivability in regards to being able to stay up. So he's going to utilize his cooldowns and then get shredded, right? That's not going to be helping your team right there. So I know we're on the Cloak and Dagger, and we're going to stay on Cloak and Dagger, but that's one of the reasons why I keep saying that Venom needs to switch, because if not, your team is just going to have a very rough time here. All right. See, he's already down. Look how close. He's close to death. He's close to death there. Okay. He's gonna go and he's gonna reset his cooldowns. Go do that again, and they've already pushed halfway to the point. Triple support and only 2 supports and 1 tank. I can't see the entire comp and cuts. So right now they have They have a Luna, a Cloak and Dagger, and a Loki. Okay? They're not going to be able to do much with just a Venom. Use your cloak ability. Lose your cloak ability. So it's a good counter. I don't like doing that a whole lot, but it is a good counter because you waited for them to finish. Use your cloak ability. Good job. Yep, good job. There you go. That was actually a good counter by your team. You guys are just gonna keep getting pushed on. He needs to switch. I can tell you right now, this is not fun for your tank. This is not a fun time for your tank. Honestly, your team is not bad. Your team just needs a different tank. Venom is a good tank, but not on his own. And he's got 2 shield tanks. He's just not going to have a good time here. Good use of your E ability. I like this positioning. I really, really like this position. Look at your storm. Good job. Yeah. You're doing a good job of your positioning, staying out of line of sight. I love it. One more time. Good job. Yep. Good job. Spider-Man needs a buff? Nah, Spider-Man's good. I wouldn't use Thor here on his own. I would use Thor. I would say Venom is not a bad pick here. He's not. Use your cloak. Lose your cloak. Okay. There, I would have used your cloak ability. There was no need for your Punisher to die there. You had the cloak ability there. Use your ult. Use your ult. Use your ult. Use your ult. Okay. Don't use your ult. Thor and Cap go crazy. Honestly, a good tank would have been a shield hero, so someone who can put pressure on them. He could have used the cloak ability to save his team during that Magneto ult. See, shrouding your team, you would have been able to do that. That's not on you. That's on your DPS for not helping you. They literally looked at you as you were getting killed.
Dagger's back. Don't give them another inch, or else.
Yeah, now they're going anti-dive for the Venom. Aggressive ult, I like it. I'd rather you use it than hold on to it. I hate when you get blocked like that by the... Yep, get out of there. You gotta find that nest. Your team needs to find that nest and make sure that it gets destroyed. Okay, having a penny here, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. It's help for your Venom, but I don't know. I don't know if Penny's the pick here. Your team needs to turn around and take out this hell out. You should not be doing this. You got lucky there that she didn't hit her shots. I know you're trying to help your team and being DPS, but that's not your job. You do so little damage. Yeah. You do so little damage. A lot of people... So here's something well I like to say. Here's what I like to say. And I said this in my video over on YouTube. I just released it this morning. Cloak and Dagger can heal herself if she stays dagger and she's doing damage to an enemy that's within close proximity. A lot of people know that you can get healed while you're healing another character that's close to you, right? As Cloak and Dagger. So if you take damage, you can heal the person in front of you if they're taking damage, and you can heal yourself at the same time, heal them. But it also is true with the inverse. If you're doing damage as dagger to an opposing enemy and you're taking damage, it's not a whole lot of healing that you're going to get back, but it is some type of healing which gives you sustainability, and a lot of people don't realize that when you are Cloak and Dagger. And I talked about that this morning when I dropped the video. So is it crazy to say that Cloak and Dagger is the top 3 easiest to play? I would say they're easy to play, but they're hard to master, just like any character here, right? Any character in this game is easy to play, but hard to master. It's one of those things that you have to understand that your ability as Dagger is so much better than it is as Cloak. Cloak is really good at finishing off solidified kill. Like if there's someone on, you know, very low health, or pressing your E ability, you can finish them off fairly quickly, you know, and help your team out that way. But when they're full health and you're just trying to deal damage, you do so little damage compared to other strategists. It's just better for you to stay on Dagger so that your team stays up and there's more survivability there. So again, your positioning, actually, one of the few things that I will say that you're doing right now, your positioning is pretty decent. There are certain times that you get out of position because you're getting a little aggressive with like the Hela situation, right? Getting her off the high ground and killing her was actually pretty lucky because she didn't get a headshot off of you, but staying up there is what I would have done. I know that point needed to be contested, but you had a tank on there. Being able to stay back there and stay away from line of sight is one of the things that I would have done as Cloak and Dagger, and then just stay Dagger the whole time while you're healing your team. You had a cooldown up there that you could have pressed your E or your bubble to put on points so your team continue to contest it instead of going Cloak and then everyone dies around you, right? But overall, your positioning is really good. Try to utilize your ult a little bit more. Your ult, you get it so quick as Cloak and Dagger, right? You're getting it very, very quick, but try to understand that you can use them a little bit more defensively, but also offensively, but you have to communicate that with your team. Again, the pick between Venom and Penny, I don't like it per se. I'm not saying that it won't work, but there are better character selections right now for this team because they were going double shield. Right now they have a Penny and a Magneto and a Hela, right? So those are their offense, and I would definitely say a shield tank here would have helped you a little bit better holding and contesting that point. So it's not necessarily your fault, but it is certain things that we can look at as a total gameplay to help you move up in the ranks, and letting that and communicating that to your team, you know, doing it nicely, not telling them, hey, you suck, get off of this, go on this, right? Letting them know, is there someone who's comfortable who can play this character is better the way to approach it than utilizing it. Right. Okay. This is bad positioning by you. You should be a little bit to your left. You should be to your left. Yeah. You're staying in the front line right now. I would not be here. Again, that's not where I would be. That's a good finish off for you, but your main job is not DPS right now.
I am ready to put on a
That's good blind. Yep. Use your ult now. Use your ult now. Good job. Gotta be careful because their mines are out. Those mines can kill you. Good job on your ult. You're not DPS. Fall back. Fall back. Cloak your team. Cloak your team. Good job. They kept shooting, so it didn't really matter. But the point is that you tried. Yeah, move out of there. She can see you. She can kill you. She can one-shot you. Get out of there. Yep. Put bubble on point. Good job. Again, you're in really aggressive positioning, and I know you're trying to help your team out, but you gotta be more careful of that. Here you can play Cloak, but you gotta blind them. Blind them. You're playing off point. Yeah. Okay. I can tell you there right now, a lot of the reason why you're not getting your full value is because you're playing too forward. Okay. Oof. No, if he was on well, number one, he wasn't on the point. He was away from the point, not utilizing his ult. Number two, he didn't blind the enemy to help them become vulnerable, which gives them an opportunity to kill them. Right there, you get punished. As when you climb into higher ranks, you're gonna get punished, and if someone who has good aim, they will kill you. Massive ult by your Strange. That was a good ult by your Strange. There you go. Blind them. That's what you need to do. Now, move back. Move back. Use your ult. Use your ult. Good job. Good job. Yep, they're off point. Kill them. Just follow them. They're on your left. Yep. Tell your team there's a Cloak behind you. That's what I would be doing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now you're away from your point, and your team should turn around and help you kill that Cloak. They should not be back there. Yep. Ping them. There you go. Good job. Good job. Yep, that's a stagger. Good bubble on point. There you go. Good job. See how much easier of a time they're having with a shield tank and Venom? This is not a bad comp. That was a good blind, but you're a little out of position. That Magneto's gonna look for you. Yep. Yep. You're out of position. You're out of position. You get punished for that. Use your bubble in that corner. I love using the bubble in this corner because it gives your tanks an opportunity. You're pushed up way too far. You're pushed up way too far. You had better position the first time. Okay, see, I like that corner bubble. See how you can give them bubble in that corner and they can utilize it? Yeah, your team needs to take the hell off high ground. Use your ult. Ooh. Double ult here. I don't think your invisible woman knew that you had ult. You can die in this. You see how much damage you don't do with those vines? That's what I'm talking about. You don't do a whole lot of damage. You have to just get out of there. Okay. This is a VOD review. We're looking at what they could have done better and what this team could have done to help play. That was a massive ult. Your Strange is doing a really good job. They've gotten some massive ults out. You're out of position here. You are lucky you did not get punished there.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. You owe me one.
Your Strange has done a really good job. He's had 2 massive ults here, which has won you these points. You're out of position in some of these fights. You gotta find better positioning. Play two both seasons, but it's just not worth the amount of time it's gonna take to GM. I made GM in 2 weeks. Ooh, I would have went back to your team. That double ult there was not needed by your invisible woman. See, now you have nothing. As you get higher, you need a shield tank, or your teams are gonna get wiped. Exactly. Exactly. People get better aim the higher you go. I think Venom is a good pick here because you have a Strange, right? But they also have a Penny, and Penny's really good on this map. You're out of position. You don't need to be here. Okay, so this is what I mean. You're out of position. Look at where your invisible woman's playing. Look at where you're playing. You have range. You could play this corner right here. You could play this corner right here and be out of line of sight and still heal your Strange, right? Your Venom is mobile, okay? Your Venom can come back to you anytime he needs heals. So you play this corner right here, keep your Strange up, who is your front line right now, while your Venom is going to be diving. You don't have to worry about that Venom. That Venom is going to come back to you when he needs heals. And if he doesn't, then he's messing up, right? He's messing up his cooldowns. You need to keep your front line up and available. You're out of position here. All this person needs to do as Penny is not pay attention to this Strange here and just target you in the back line. That's all he would need to do, right? So that's how you do that. You make sure that you wait for this back line, right? Venom is diving the back line. He pressed his E. When he's getting low, he's going to swing right around, come back to you for heals, wait for his cooldowns to go right back in. That's what a dive tank is supposed to do. You have your shield tank who's in your front line. That's who you should be main focused on, and your Bucky. Your Rocket, again, super aggressive right here. I would not play here as Rocket. I would play Rocket here, right? Away from the front line, and being able to still heal my Strange and use my healing ability to bounce off these walls to get to the back line for my Venom. He's playing right now too aggressive in the front line and shouldn't be there, and neither should you. This Bucky is fine because he's trying to support his front line, and this invisible woman has really good positioning right now. But right now, you're out of position. You would get targeted so quickly as you continue to move up the ranks, and you would get punished for that. That was, again, good ult by your Bucky. Move back. You should be nowhere near this front line. Play that corner. Yeah. Use the bubble in that corner. That's great. Don't cloak ult. Just use that and go back to dagger. There you go. Again, your Strange is literally carrying this team right now. Okay? That's a good ult by you. Solidify the point. Remember, you don't do a whole lot of damage in your ult. Your ult is not for damage. It's chip damage compared to what you can normally do. All right. Your Strange right now is making massive plays. Massive plays. Your Strange and your Venom. Venom is doing a good job being the distraction in their back line. But you gotta play more towards the back. You can't be up front so much. Strange is game changing almost 100% of the time. 100%. No, don't do that. Now, here's a good perfect example, Ty. Right, and I love that you said that. So the fact that you're already thinking, okay, I can use my cloak escape ability to move to the back line is another example to why I would target you as a tank. Now that I know that you have no escape as cloak, if you use that ability, I would go after you so fast because you can't get anywhere anymore, right? Because I just saw you use your escape ability, which is your cloak ability, right? And once you use that, you have no escape. You have no way to maintain it except for if you have your own bubble, right? So those are the things that you have to start thinking about. It's like, okay, if I use my cloak ability to escape, they're gonna see that I used it. Now they can run me down. right? So you want to play safe, more safely as a strategist than you want to play as a tank or as a DPS character. All right, so we're going to continue to go down this game. I think, again, this was a good switch by your team going to Strange. Strange definitely helped a lot, but your positioning needs a lot of work.
Only 60 seconds left.
That's a good Cloak. See how you switched from Cloak to Dagger real quick, or from Dagger to Cloak real quick, but then you went switch back to Dagger? That's what I'd like to see. You're better off helping your team as Dagger than it is you are on Cloak all the time. Okay? That. Now switch back. Perfect. Use your bubble on that left-hand side. Okay, no. You're too far forward. You're too far forward. Especially that they have a Moon Knight. You don't need to be here. Yep. That's what happens. You're too far forward. Too far forward. If you would have stayed further back, the Moon Knight wouldn't have been able to target you so easily. Okay? Stay back. Stay back. Keep your Strange up. Keep your Strange up. Put the bubble on point. Yep. Okay? Use your ult. Use your ult. You have it. Use it. You have it. Use it. There you go. Okay. Perfect. You're gonna get targeted with those mines. That's okay. You knew that was coming. If you had your ult, you knew their ult was coming. You don't need to be in the front line. Stay behind. You're lucky they did not focus you out of that. That was a great block by your Strange. You're too far forward. You're too far forward. That Moon Knight's gonna get so much value right now. There it is. Yep. Too far forward. This Strange is very good. What does her mirror actually do for healing? Which mirror? The E ability? The white ability that you see coming forward? She gives extra healing to her teammates. Okay. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Don't push. Yep. Good repositioning. Good repositioning. It's going to be tough because you guys... Yep. Good bubble. Really good bubble. Just get off high ground now and reposition yourself. You're too far forward. You're going to get punished. You're going to get punished. Yep. Yeah, no, your positioning here, that's what killed you guys. Your positioning here, this is what I'm talking about, all right, chat? We're gonna rewind this real quick. Your positioning here needs work. You did an awesome job going to high ground. That was awesome, all right? You did a great job going to high ground, but then you wanted to frontline DPS as Cloak and Dagger, and you have one of the lowest damage outputs in the game, okay? You don't want to do that. As Cloak and Dagger, you're better off repositioning yourself, right? So if you're up here and you're healing, right? You have field of view of your entire team here. You reposition here to where your Jeff is, and now you're out of line of sight of their DPS, right? Your Bucky here is a little out of sight, but you can at least see him through the door, and you can see your two tanks are still here. You can still heal. You have range as Dagger, right? You have range as Dagger. You don't need to be that close. Your tanks are the anchor to this point right now, right? So you use a bubble, let your bubble heal your tanks, let your bubbles heal your Bucky, let them deal with point, and you stay back, right? Your Jeff also could be healing your team, right? Being able to stay back here, that would push, you know, the Hela off point, because the Hela's doing major damage here. They also have their mines that they're going to be pushing out here. These are things you need to start looking at. Instead of being right there and dropping down right there, you want to move back here. Right? You want to move back here. Now you're still in line of sight, they kill you. You gotta move away. Gotta move away. You guys could have sustained at least a little bit longer. You might have lost that point anyways, but you could have sustained them a little bit longer. Again, your positioning mid-game changed, and I think if your positioning was like how you started off in the beginning, you would have had an easier time winning this game. There were a couple times you were picked off already that I could tell that could have changed the way the fight went. But because you were out of position, you weren't able to sustain your team, and your team lost those fights. So just remember, positioning is extremely important.
Only 60 seconds left.
All right, there we go. So now you're being flanked. Excuse me. You're being flanked by a Hela. Oof. I like this repositioning, but your tanks are now out of line of sight. They went Gru, which is really good on them, honestly. It's a good play. Place your bubble right there in the corner. I would have placed it in the corner, because then we would have had it in the door, and you're getting flanked now by a Hela. Yeah, I would reposition up high ground. reposition the high ground so that you're able to heal from the high ground, because your Groot's gonna make it really hard for you to heal. Use your whole. Yeah, you got it off. That's good. Yeah, going into their back line is probably not the smartest play though. You're out of position here. Yeah. Yeah, you're out of position here. Yeah, this Groot is just making it very hard for you. Yeah, I see it. Yep, that's it. Game over. The Groot honestly was a good switch. Good switch on them. They switched to Groot. It was good. They were able to block off the heals. They were able to push a little bit faster. Groot does so much damage with those walls. The Hela had really good flanking position. No one took care of the Hela. They just played it better at the end. But there are positions, there were moments in this game before that last fight that I believe you guys could have gotten a win out of, and some of those are your positioning, right? Your positioning needs a little bit more work. You did a great job with healing. You had 56,000 heals, 25,000 damage, but you've died 9 times, right? You died 9 times. Instead of dying 9 times, you could have died at least 5 times, maybe 4 times. There are certain times that they were just inevitable, right? But there are so many times that you could have just stayed back and not been in the front line DPSing. There's no reason for you to DPS in those situations, especially the last point. Think about the last point. There's no reason for you to stay in their back line. Your whole front line's getting pressured right now, and you went straight into their back line. Right? You want to make sure that you stay with your team, heal your team as Dagger, right? Utilize your cloak ability and then stay as Dagger. Dagger is so good at healing that it keeps your team up. But overall, you know, you started off really strong, started off positioning well. I know that you were probably a little frustrated with your DPS not getting picks and you were trying to help them. But remember, Dagger can use his E. His vulnerability wall does so much as blinding the opposing team and being able to push them back, right? Giving them the opportunity, your DPS the opportunity to then push forward.